Here we will see class in C#. Classes are the foundation of object-oriented programming which promotes code reusability and organization. It is an abstract model that is used to define new user-defined data type which is used to create an object with specific attributes, behavior and methods. When you define a class, you are creating a blueprint for a data type which does not define any data, rather it specifies what the class name represents. Classes represents the state and behavior of an object. The state represents the properties and the behavior is the action that objects can perform. It may contain any combination of encapsulated data, that is fields or member variables, operations that can be performed on the data, that is methods and functions, and access of data, that is properties. A type that is defined as a class is a reference type. General syntax for defining a class is access specifier, then class and class name, and with variables or fields, constants, methods, parameters, events and constructors. That is, a class may contain variables, constants, methods, parameters, events and constructors. All fields, methods, constants, properties and events must be declared within the type and are called member of type. Main method must be declared within a class for execution. Here, access modifier may be internal, public, private, etc. The class default modifier is internal. Then keyword class. It is a type class which is declared using the class keyword. Class identifier is a class variable available. The first letter of the identifier, also known as class name, should always be a capitalized. Field is a variable of any type that is declared directly in a class. They are used to store the data that must be accessible to class methods. They are declared in a class block by specifying the access level of field followed by the type of a field. For example, public int x. Here public is access specifier, int is a data type and x is an identifier for variable. Then constants. The values which are known at compile time and do not change for the life of a program are known as constants. Only built-in types are declared as a constant. For example, public constant int month equal to 12. Here public is access specifier, constant is a keyword, int is a data type and month is a variable which value is 12. Methods are a code of block that contains a series of statements. In C#, every executed instruction is performed in the context of method. For example, to define a method, we will use first access specifier, then return type and method name with parameter list. And the body of the method contains statements that are going to be executed through methods. Then property. Member that provides flexible mechanism to read, write or compute the value of private field is known as property. It enables the data to be accessed easily and still helps to promote the safety and flexibility of methods. To define properties, we will use the methods get and set. Then events. Events enables class or objects when something occurs. Class that sends the event is known as publisher and the class that receives the event is known as subscriber. Constructors enables the programmer to set the default value, and whenever class object is created, its constructor is called. For example, here class is defined with new class name. For this we'll use class keyword and we'll define the identifier as new class, and inside the class we'll define a string variable message in which we will store welcome, and then we have written a method print message which is a class method, and inside the method we will print the message variable value with console.writeLine.